Yesterday's class, yesterday because we went straight to maths. I put it up this morning, so it'll go up as being gone up with today's date on it, but it's yesterday, just in case you're looking for it to revise indices and stuff. Okay, so there'll be two up from today. The first one is yesterday's class. Right, okay, so say I had something like, wait, I will go 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 equals 243. Now remember, when you have these, when you have a power on one side, you have to change everything into the same power. So the powers you'll be changing everything as 2 to the power of. You'll be changing everything to a 3 to the power of. You'll be changing everything to a 5 to the power of, or a 7 to the power of, right? So you may have to change one or both sides, right? So make it 2 to the power of, 3 to the power of, 5 to the power of, 7 to the power of, the same on both sides. Now, so you look and you say, well, this side, the left hand side is 3 to the power of. So that's on my list, so there's no change there. Is that okay? So I'm leaving the left side as it is. Now, on the right hand side, I need to change this also to 3 to the power of. There is no button on the calculator for that. You need fingers. So you go 3 by 3 is 9, by 3 is 27, by 3 is 81, by 3 is 243. So you multiply 3 5 times. So that would be 3 to the power of 5. What I do now, I didn't multiply it by 5. I multiplied 3 to the power of 5 means 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. Okay, so it's 3 multiplied by itself 5 times, and that will give you 243. Okay, and there's no button on the calculator for that, so you have to just keep typing in your 3's, but don't lose count of how many you've typed in. That's what we fingers for. Okay, is that right? Does everyone understand where I got that 3 to the power of 5? Right. Okay, once you're down to 3 to the power of on one side, 3 to the power on the other side, what you do? Knock off the 3's. So you end up with 2x plus 5 plus 1 equals 5. Then you build a wall. X is on one side, numbers on the other. So 2x stays put. Plus 1 is moving. 5 stays put. Plus 1 comes over the wall and becomes a minus 1. So 2x is equal to 4. Then there's a 2 stuck to the x. So how do you unstick it? Divide by 2. So divide by 2 and you get x is equal to 2. Is that right? Okay, are we okay with that example? I'm going to do a few more of these. Okay? Right. I'm leaving these numbers here. Right? Okay. So you change everything to a 2 to the power of, a 3 to the power of, a 5 to the power of, or a 7 to the power of. If they're not done already. Okay? Right. Are we good? Can I rub this off? Right. You can write away, I don't mind what you write down, but you probably have all of these in your notes already, right? Because I'm just picking random ones out of the book. Okay, so I wouldn't get too het up about writing things down because you have things already. So 25 to the power of x. Now I'm not saying you can't write things down, knock yourselves out. Okay, 125 over root 5. Now, there's a lot of indices in this question. Okay, right. So I have to write everything as 2 to the power of, 3 to the power of, 5 to the power of, 7 to the power of. Yeah, it's always those numbers. So which one will I choose? 5 to the power of. So what's 25 as a power of 5? 5 squared, isn't it? So it's 25 to the power of x equals. Now 125 is 5 by 5 is 25 by 5 is 125. So what have we got? 5 to the power of 3. Underneath the line I have the square root of 5. What would that be? 5 to the power of what? A half. Right? Now raising a power to a power, it was rule number 3. It was a to the power of p all to the power of, that's how it's written in the log tables. So what do? You multiply them. So 2 multiplied by x is just 2x, isn't it? Right. This one here is rule 2. It's division. How do I divide? It's the top power, take away the bottom power. So what's 3 take away a half? 2.5, isn't it? What can I do now? Once I've 1 5 to the power of equals to 5 to the power of, what do? Knock off the 5s. So I get 2x is equal to 2.5. How do I find out what x is? Divide by 2. So divide by 2, and into your calculator do 2.5 divided by 2, and you'll end up with x is 1.25. Or your calculator will spit out 5/4. That's the exact same thing. Is that alright? Sorry? 2.5. Do you know how to do a mixed fraction now? Don't write 2.5 beside it. In order to put in a mixed fraction, girls, you have to go shift and the fraction button. So in order to put in 2.5, right? So it's shift and the fraction button. So it's 2, and then you put it in, okay? And then you want to divide that by 2. So divided by 2 equals, and it'll give you 5/4, which is 1.25. Okay, but you write 5/4. Okay, right? Please don't do. If I show you the wrong thing, will it stick in your brain? Yeah. I won't show you the wrong thing, so. Right. So when you're putting in 2.5, don't. No, I am not showing you. I can't. I have to. Right. Make sure you use the shift and the fraction button. Okay, to type in a mixed fraction. Okay. Right. Don't write in 2.5 beside it. That's wrong. Okay. Right. I'm going to go for a harder one of these. 2 to the power of 2x minus 2 equals 16 over root 8. Now, everything needs to be written as 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 5 to the power of 7 to the power of. So let's look and say, right, well this is 2 to the power of, so there's my clue. What do I write everything as a power of? 2. So this is 2 to the power of 2x minus 2. Over this side, 16 as a power of 2. 2 by 2 is 4, by 2 is 8, by 2 is 16. 2 to the power of 4, isn't it? Right. Square root of 8. Now before I write that as a power of 2, square root, how do I write square root as a power? 8 to the power of a half, isn't it? Right? So that will be 2 to the power of 2x minus 2 equals 2 to the power of 4. This still isn't as a power of 2. But now I can write 8 as a power of 2. 2 by 2 is 4, by 2 is 8. So it's 2 to the power of 3. And that's all to the power of a half. Because it's 8 to the power of a half. Is that okay? So raising a power to a power, that's rule number 3 underneath the line. So it's 2 to the power of 2x minus 2 equals 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 3 all to the power of a half. What's the rule? You multiply. So multiply 3 by a half and you get 1.5, 1.5, 3 over 2. Right? Use your calculator, whatever you want. So will I write it as 1.5? Okay? 1.5 if you like. Okay? Are we okay with that? Now, I need to do a division over here. So the rule of division is, how do you divide? Take away. So it's top take away bottom. So top take away bottom would be 2.5. 4 take away 1.5 is 2.5. Right? If you're doing it on your calculator, you say 5 over 2. Same thing. Right? 1 2 to the power of equals 1 2 to the power of, knock it off. So you get 2x minus 2 equals 2.5. Now here I want numbers on one side, x is on one side, numbers on the other. So build your wall. 2x stays put, minus 2 is moving, 2.5 is where I want it to be, minus 2 comes over the wall and becomes a plus 2. So that means 2x is equal to 2.5 plus 2 is 4.5. And then what do I do? Divide by 2. So 4.5 divided by 2 in your calculator is 2.25. Now your calculator might say 9 over 4, but that is the exact same thing. Okay? Is that right? Yes.
Where did you get 1.5?
1.5. It's the top take away bottom. Oh no, sorry, 1.5. What did I do? Oh yeah, that was 2 to the power of 3, because it was square root of 8 is 8 to the power of a half. Agreed? Then you can write 8 as 2 to the power of 3. So it's 8 to the power of a half. Okay, and raising a power to a power you multiply. So 3 multiplied by a half is 1.5.
Yeah.
Right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any more questions for me? That's as hard as they come. Right? Do you think I can leave indices now and revise something else? Or do you want one more? One more. One more tune. Right. Okay, so I go with 9 to the power of 3 minus x. Now I'm doing the hardest ones the hardest ones possible here. So the one on the exam, I don't know, I didn't look at it in depth because I was like, I don't want to tell you, but it mightn't be as hard as this. It also might be. I don't know. Right, okay. Now, 2, 3, 5 or 7. What I go? 3. So I'm writing everything as a power of 3. So what's 9 as a power of 3? 3 to the power of 2. And that's all to the power of 3.5. 3 minus x even. Right, that's all to the power of 3 minus x. Okay, now before I change 27 to a power of 3, right, I might write it as a 27 to the power of what? A half. That's what square root means. Girls, even if you did that and nothing else, right, you get marks because you've shown you know one rule. Okay? Right, divided by 81, you need fingers. 3 by 3 is 9, by 3 is 27, by 3 is 81, so that's 3 to the power of 4. Okay? Over here, I'm raising a power to a power. That's rule number 3. What do I do? Multiply. So you have to multiply each term, each bit by 2. So what's the answer? 6 minus 2x, isn't it? So multiply the 3 by the 2 and the x by the 2. Right, over this side, 27 as a power of 3. 3 by 3 is 9, by 3 is 27, so that's 3 to the power of 3. All to the power of a half, divided by 3 to the power of 4. Now, this is raising a power to a power. So look, I'm doing nothing with this side for a minute. Over this side, on top of the line, it's raising a power to a power. Rule number 3, what do I do? Multiply. What did you say? Yeah, multiply. So 3 multiplied by a half is 1.5. What do people normally say when they see that? What do they write that as? 3 to the power of 3.5, which is wrong. You need to multiply them. Okay? Divided by 3 to the power of 4. Now, 3 to the power of 6 minus 2x. I have a division over here. So it's the top take away the bottom. So this is 1.5 take away 4. So in your calculator you do 1.5 take away 4, which will give you minus 2.5. So it's the top take away the bottom. It's not the big take away the small. It's the top take away the bottom. Now you cancel. So you've 6 minus 2x equals minus 2.5. Build a wall. X is on one side, numbers on the other. Be careful, this isn't 2x, this is minus 2x. Minus 2.5, bring over the 6 over the wall, becomes a minus 6. So that's minus 2x equals minus 8.5. There's a minus 2 stuck to the x, so divide each side by minus 2. And you do that in the calculator, so you'll get plus 4.25. Right? On a calculator, that would be 17 over 4, which is the exact same thing. Is that alright? Okay, are we good? Sorry, you could give the decimal form, yes. You can give fractions, decimals, mixed fractions, whatever way suits you. Oh no, that doesn't matter. It's still the right answer. The only time you would lose marks there is they said give your answer as a fraction. But if it doesn't say give your answer as whatever, it's correct. Yes.
You know when it says minus 2x equals minus 2.5 minus 6, and if you change the signs on the whole
line, yeah.
You can just go.
Yeah, you'll get the exact same answer. Yeah, you just won't have minus signs. That's fine.
Is
Yeah.
that exactly so? What was like,
I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely a whole question on indices. So there's more than likely something like this in here, right?
Because there's different ones for people, I don't know.
Yeah, right. I can't say for sure, Sarah, but look, if you can do these, you can do the hardest ones. So therefore, you're okay. Right. Will I move on to something else? Right. So I'll go back to the start of algebra and we'll do one question out of each section and you can tell me if you want another question from the section. So I'll pick a really hard one from each section.
Which one is it, algebra 1 or 2?
Algebra, it's both. So I'm going to start with algebra 1. Someone asked me for division of algebra. We're going to come through that, right? That'll come on in a while, okay? So the first one is simplifying algebraic expressions, which is just adding like terms and multiplying out brackets, etc. So wait until I find the page 41. Okay, ye can do the question in your copy, right? And then if you get it wrong, we'll so the word is simplify. So that means add the like terms, multiply anything that needs to be multiplied, right? And then 3 times x minus 4 minus x times x plus 5. So it's remove the brackets and simplify. And I'm going to draw your attention to this minus sign here. That's all I'm saying. But there's a minus sign in there. Be careful.
What's plus by a minus again?
A plus by a minus is a minus. So I'll just do it 3x squared minus 12x. Just be careful here, you're multiplying in by a minus x. So that would be minus x squared. A minus by a plus is a minus, x by 5 is 5x. So then put your like terms together. 3x squared take away x squared is 2x squared. And minus 12x minus 5x is minus 17x. Right. Move on. 2x squared minus 7, yeah, 3x squared minus 1x squared. Remember, there's no number. So 3 take away 1 is 2. Okay? You're starting at minus 12 and you're going down another 5, which will be minus 7. Okay? Do we need another one? No? Right, okay. I'm still on simplify. Right, okay. So it's basically multiply out the brackets. While I think of it, girls, when I was doing algebra 2, for some reason, I left out section 3.3. So section 3.3 will not be on your test. Okay? So section 3.3, I don't know why I left it out. I think I skipped on and meant to go back and forgot to go back. But I'll do it eventually, don't worry. But just for the test, 3.3 is not examinable. Okay, I'll do it. So it's split up the first bracket, write the second bracket down twice. So it's 2x multiplied by the second bracket, minus 3 multiplied by the second bracket. Red alert, when I come to it, I'm multiplying by a minus sign. 2x squared minus 12x, now I'm multiplying by minus 3, so that's minus 3x, and a minus by a minus is a plus, 3 sixes are 18. So then the two terms in the middle are like terms, so they go together. So I get 2x squared minus 15x plus 18, and that's my answer. Are we good?
Yeah.
Multiplying our brackets?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Everyone? Are we all fine?
Why would it be minus 15?
Why would it be minus 15?
Would it not be 9? Because 12 minus
No, it's minus 12 though. That's,
plus.
you're down, way down at minus 12, and you're going down another minus 3, so that'll be minus 15. Okay, are we alright? Any other, do you want another one? No. Right, okay, so the next one is if you had fractions, right? Okay, so if I had 3x minus 2 all over 6 minus x minus 3 all over 4, and the question is simplify again. So simplify means get a common denominator and tidy up the top, right? And you can solve, and you can't drop the common denominator because there's no equal sign. So the common denominator has to stay as part of your answer. Right. So, did you get a common denominator for 6 and 4? What did they both go into? 12. Did anyone go 24? You'll still get the right answer. You can just simplify it when you get there. So 6 into 12 goes twice, 2 multiplied by whatever is above the line. Then there's a minus sign. 4 into 12 goes 3 times 3 multiplied by whatever is above the line. Multiplying out there, you get 6x minus 4. Here, just be careful, you're multiplying in by a minus 3, so that's minus 3x, and a minus by a minus is a plus, 3 threes are 9, all over 12. So put your x's together on top. 6x take away 3x would be 3x, and minus 4 plus 9 would be plus 5, all over 12. Now in the next one there's going to be an equal sign. We can drop the common denominator, but when there's no equal sign you can't drop the common denominator.
So that's the answer.
That is the answer. 3x plus 5 over 12 is the answer.
What was the question for that?
It would be simplify, or express each of the following as a single fraction. So take two fractions and make them one fraction. Yeah.
You're not looking at minus the 6 and the 4, no?
Minus the 6 and the 4. To here? No, because this is 6x and this is 4. So you put the x's in one corner and the numbers in another corner. They can't go together. Yeah, is that alright? So you can only add or subtract like terms. You can multiply absolutely anything. But here we're on the adding or subtracting, and you can only add or subtract like terms. Right?
How did you know to use the 2 and the minus 3? Do you always use the...
You go 6 into 12 goes twice, so that's what the common denominator that makes those 2 and 3 appear. So you go 6 into 12 goes twice, 2 multiplied by that. 4 into 12 goes 3 times 3 multiplied by that. Okay? Right. I think we'll do another one of those, will we, just to be sure? Right, okay. So if we go 3x minus 1 all over 4 minus x over 10 plus 3 over 5. There's 3 fractions this time, but that doesn't matter. You still get one big common denominator for 4, 10 and 5. Try and pick the lowest one. Girls, a terrible thing, I have no windows open because you're the second class in here. If you open the windows, oh my god, I'll be fired and sued. There's no point suing me if you get COVID-19. Now I have nothing, only deaths. Say that again. Just put it in the middle. So you're going 20, I presume. So you go 4 into 20 goes 5 bracket 3x minus 1. And then just put the minus sign here. Okay, and 10 into 20 goes twice 2 multiplied by whatever's above the line. And then put the plus sign here. 5 into 20 goes 4 multiplied by whatever's above the line. Then multiply everything above the line and tidy it up. Right, 13x plus 7 over 20. Yeah? Everyone? We okay? I will. We good? Right. Okay. What about the ones where the x's are underneath the line? So, for example, if I have, I'll just do one to remind you because I know you'll have forgotten. Okay, see the way the x's are underneath the line, right? Then when you do these, girls, the common denominator is this term in a bracket multiplied by this term in a bracket. Would you multiply out the brackets? No way. Not in a million years would you multiply out the brackets. Okay, so it's just whatever this is, multiply by whatever this is. That's your common denominator. So then you say x plus 2 into the common denominator. So the x plus 2 is there. So what bit is missing out of it? X plus 4. So it goes in x plus 4 times. So it's whatever's above the line multiplied by x plus 4. This one, x plus 4 goes in. So the x plus 4 is there already. So how many times does it go in? X plus 2. Right? Let's put it down into very plain language. It's basically the 2 multiplied by the x plus 4 and the 3 multiplied by the x plus 2, isn't it? All over the common denominator. Don't forget, you can't drop the common denominator. You're only allowed to drop a common denominator when there's an equal sign. So if there's no equal sign, you have to leave it as part of your answer, right? But you would never multiply it out. Just leave it as it is. 2 sets of brackets, right? Okay? Even if they said simplify, don't multiply it out. Yes? You can. Right? So multiply into the bracket, you get 2x plus 8. Here we get 3x plus 6. And that would be 5x plus 14 all over x plus 2 times x plus 4. Is that right? Okay, I'll give you one. Right? So what one will I give ye? I will give ye 5 all over 3x minus 1 minus 2 all over x plus 3. Just be careful, girls. It's slightly, there's going to be a minus in the middle, so don't forget to change the signs in the brackets when you're multiplying it out. Okay? So, off you go. So, write down the common denominator. Do not drop it. Okay, I won't be marking homework for these revision classes, but what I expect you to do is go home and do an example from all the sections we've done and come back in the next day with a question. Okay, so it's up to you to do it. To get the best out of it, you'll go home and do an example from each section that I've done, right? And if it goes well, happy days, but if it doesn't go well, you come back in and you tell me. I'm going to run out of time now, so five x plus 15 minus 6x. Just be careful, plus 2. Minus by minus is a plus. Underneath the line stays exactly as it is. And then put your x's together. 5x take away 6x is minus 1x or minus x. Plus 15 plus 2 is plus 17 all over 3x minus 1 all over x plus 3. Remember, order doesn't matter. So if you wrote that as 17 minus x, that's the same answer. If you wrote that as minus 1x, that's the same answer, right? Okay. So, as I say, girls, I've just finished section 2.2. Remind me to take off from 2.3 tomorrow. You go home, you do examples, and you come back with questions if you have any.